Between Big and Godsent. An important match for both of these two teams. Godsent can potentially topple the run of Big towards the top of the standings and find out how that starts off here on map 1.
Alright, so where are we heading? Looks like Godsent's going to be putting a bit of presence over towards B now. Chris still solo at A with all the utility, although he's just going to rotate back with the rest of the troops over towards the bottom of the stairs. Keto up against the plywood. Might just hear the jump up here, and no, it doesn't. Okay. Solid position there. Let's see if he gets spotted.
Oh, this is going to be risky for Keto, isn't it? And it might actually end up working out.
The mouse wheel.
Thought it was going to go okay, but it doesn't. Zen does get Keto. Now Big are going to have a bit more difficult time defending the site as Tizian hides inside of that smokehouse. He's still alive. Off he goes. And can't get anything done. It was always going to be a rough position for him to play from. But now the rest of Godsent will work their way into the site, and they do have to deal with Xantares, who is dancing around at the moment. Loses his closest teammate, but has the backup of Searson, who's found a headshot, but puts him down to a 1-on-3. Not a particularly easily winnable scenario here, Matt, but in the end he does his best and gets himself another frag. Still, Godsent will come away with the pistol, 1-0 the scoreline, and pretty blistering pace out the gates.
Yeah, very nicely done. Couple of sketchy positions where you had some of those pistoling players on Big, very, very close up, trying to play disruptive, trying to play some weird off angles. But Godsent, they still sort of make their way up the stairs. They run their game plan. They take that bomb site and they get the trades they need to. Now going to be heading into an anti-force, looking to take a better foothold in this half and actually start to, you know, run away with a bit of momentum. But Big are looking to stop them in their tracks. They're going to go for this force buy here.
It's a slow approach again. Godsent starting to get a bit of control of the scaffold. Xantares doesn't want to overcommit too much. I want to see where that smoke's going. Tizian, he was holding on to it, but Godsent progression utility.
Just taking control of Secret and Scaffold over towards the ramp. Big, going to use that mid-round utility to flash Xantares off the line, or onto the line rather, but he's copped himself a bit of an HE nade and a Molotov. Just more and more utility for Godsent to be able to take more control and emphasis over towards this ramp area. And now with a couple of smokes, or just the one smoke rather, and a few flashes, they're going to try to make their way up towards the site.
Well, so instead he wins the race. Godsent do have the weaponry advantage, still a little bit of util as well. A double nade onto the bomb site would do a lot of damage, but nades actually do really not a whole lot at all. It's a 1-for-1 trade so far, as Godsent are starting to work their way on in. A flashbang goes through, but Searson, it's Tizian finding 3 kills with the Deagle before he's eventually shut down. We're still in a 2-on-2 though, and that's winnable for Big, particularly if Searson can get some work done with this scout, though his drop is hurt, should be challenged here by Tsen, who's very careful. And he does eventually fall.
Got very dicey, didn't it, there for Godsent? Essentially walked into a big stack on that bomb site, but they play things nice and patiently. They try to wait out for the aggression for Big, and eventually they get the trades. They don't rush in too much, although that was a bit of a sketchy situation where they're not able to clear out Tizian. So they do sustain quite substantial losses in that anti-force. But now that they're into the anti-eco, this is where they can potentially build up their cash. And they got 3 Mac 10s, so they're looking to farm up some money.
A pretty expensive round, though, for Godsent, that last one, having to reinvest. So we'll see how this one does pan out. Big have a couple of weapons that they can still put some damage in with, and Tizian is looking sharp with that Deagle at the moment. I think that's his 4th frag in the last couple of rounds with that weapon. Keto also on a bit of an off angle. Maybe Godsent's not going to expect him here. Gives away his position though, and he's going to be jumped on by Farling, and that's going to be the B site more or less cracked open. It's just Tizian left.
Oh, nice shot. Gets the 1 dig, and that's going to almost even up the numbers. Stico going to be spotted there at the back corner. Searson has joined Tizian. Again, that utility just going to be keeping Big out of the site for now.
Yeah, they're doing a decent job in this anti-eco, but still sustaining a couple of losses means that T-Start Economy hasn't really had that much of a chance to build up too much. Big still trying to keep them honest, at least for the time being.
Well, Stico honestly, just going to be getting the 2 exits on his way out. That's going to be a 3K for him. 8-0 already, putting in some God's work for Godsent. As we send it into round number 4. Godsent with a very clean start so far.
Maybe not as clean as they would have liked, at least in terms of the money. Creates the window for Big to now get back into this game. Just a single AWP, pretty good utility across the board for Big. Sicko going to look to contest towards the stairs there pretty early on.
Searson just with the pop flash at the ready to counter any aggression coming out from Godsent there at a ramp again. We got Maiden making his way forward. Keto actually doesn't spot Sticko there.
Yeah, very standoffish approach from both sides until Crystal actually just runs up towards that ramp side of the map and finds a pick with the MAC-10. Actually takes out Searson on the orb. You could see Sticko as well as Far League trying to contest towards stairs, but after securing that man advantage, they're now going to throw this execute on towards that A bomb site and then reroute back towards B.
Yeah, it's going to be on to Keto. I was going to say Tizian's been pretty sharp, but it doesn't look like there's going to be that much of a push in toward A at the moment. A slow rotation around the map here from Godsent. They're certainly making Big think.
Oh, and that's going to draw a huge amount of attention coming out from Big on the B site. Now, let's see if mid gets left open. Keto in a solid position, but needs to try to dance around the smoke here. Godsent seem to be aware. Sticko, 1 bullet from death. Tizian able to bring some supportive fire, and that's actually going to be the mid player falling. Crystal, Keto just waiting for the perfect moment to make his move now, and it looks like Godsent might just be completely gone. Well, okay, maybe not. Sticko.
1-on-1, Xantara's down to half HP now. Sticko has all of the cards to play until Xantara's does get back into cover. He's snuck across, and that's just enough. A round won by Big, but it's a very costly round indeed to start off in the first gun round.
Do Godsent have enough to reinvest, though? You saw at least one of those players on that double eco territory at 1500.
Some great teamwork coming through. Maiden as well, managing to get the 2 kills in that situation was pretty huge. But again, so much damage done to the economy.
We'll buy up in here from Godsent. As they're looking to contest this, knowing that Big only survived with 1 player. Big trying to reinvest themselves, so this is going to be an incredibly important round. You see Godsent take this one away. Could potentially put Big on that single safe, make their way up to 5-1 and start to really steam ahead on this T side. But Big, this is their chance to close this round gap, and if they're able to have a clean round here and move into a clean anti-eco, they can finally get on top of their economic woes and actually secure a strong CT side economy, and that's where things get a little harder for Godsent. You're playing against full utility, potentially playing against that AWP a little bit more often.
Easier said than done though, right?
Yeah.
Early flash from Sticko just to try to hold rotations at B as the rest of the boys from Godsent start to make their way to A ramp, look to play over the top of that bottom ramp smoke.
Yeah, just trying to contest. Again, standoffish approach from both teams. It seems like they kind of wait for something to happen for a little bit. They're very sort of timid moving through the map, holding out utility a lot of the times in response. Good counter flashes. But Godsent now very much creeping up through scaffolding as well as ramp. Taking a little bit more map control and emphasis. There's one of those examples of the counter flashes coming in for Big to try to contest, try to find some information or a man advantage before Godsent sets up very nicely for what seems to be an execute. This is a cute boost.
It's a very nice boost for Xantara. I mean, it depends on the timing, I guess, for Godsent at the moment, but he's in the perfect spot to find 1 or 2 heads as they walk up ramp just around the corner. Big spray from Xantara's, but can't actually connect too many of the bullets and cops a fair bit in return. So Godsent come out the better for that, but that's a very nice grenade that'll put them down fairly low. Rotation starting to come in from Big as well. They've got 4 players on this site, and Xantara's has gone straight through the smoke out onto the ramp to take that initial fight.
Molly to Tetris, and now it is going to be short held perfectly by Xantara's, finding 2 on the cross. Zen unable to make his way back through. Speaking of, Tabson comes in on the flank at the perfect moment. He's going to find himself a second for the round, and a second for Big as well, as the score is almost evened up here. They just need 1 more.
Yeah, so many different opportunities in that round for Big to go out and find some aggression, and the first couple don't go their way. The counter flash into Secret, the boost doesn't find anything for Big, but nice to see him staying hydrated. But that late mid-round flash, or mid to late round flash rather, that sent Xantares in was finally the straw that broke the camel's back and actually got some damage done for Big, which forced Godsent into an awkward situation, and unfortunately, after losing that numbers advantage, they do end up losing the round, and now Godsent will be forced on an eco, which is Big's potential chance to really build this economy up. You can already see it's starting to look good. A lot of green numbers on the bottom left-hand side of the screen, which will only move further and further in that positive direction the more players they survive with here.
Farley going to be flashed off the line. Keto going forward. Nice headshot found through the wood and goes back for more as well. Supportive utility coming through at the right moment. And Keto should just be able to tap away here. Zen, he's going to fall down. Keto holding that B site perfectly to even the odds at 3 apiece.
Godsent's chance to try to get across the line with another T round. But this is what I was talking about, Jordan. This is where they're basically playing on hard mode. You're looking at how good the cash is on Big. You're going to need 2 gun rounds back-to-back to start to pressure that economy from the CT side once again. And with the utility that Godsent's working with this round, it's going to be quite a difficult task. You can see Crystal has to go down to a Galil to get a full belted utility, but everyone else very limited on the smokes, flashes, and mollies, so they can't really play a very, very long, drawn-out round if they want to contest the amount of big utility that Big's working with. They're going to have to go for something a little more straightforward, probably.
Yeah, those long, drawn-out rounds have actually been what Godsent has been sort of favouring so far on the T side. Unfortunately, they've lost 2 early on in the piece. Stiko and Farlig already down here in Godsent. This round is falling apart.
Just disruption there from Tabson, getting in the face of Godsent before they can really make anything happen. And this is where you're starting to see Big really assert their dominance here on the CT side. A good mixture of counter flash aggression as well as just a dry push from Tabson. Searson holding down an angle as well, and Godsent kind of coming apart at the seams. They don't have the utility to be able to contest in the ways that they want to, and taking these dry fights time and time again is not really going their way at all.
Crystal in the 1-on-5. Not a whole lot that he's going to be able to do about it, I would imagine, but try and get some economic damage at the very least. Make sure that Godsent doesn't go out of this round with nothing to their name. He's going to peek into Tizian's angle, and to be honest, Tizian and Tabson have been looking very, very sharp right now for Big, so not an angle that I'd really particularly want to fight. Now that there's 3 posted on it as well, he thinks better of it. Smoke to go through. This is a great round for Big.
Oh, yeah. The economy stabilizer, 5 alive at the end, and that is perfectly played. Look how much utility they still have remaining at the end as well. There's like 7 or 8 pieces in the mix there, and that's going to send them out to the lead.
Yeah, their economy's insane at this point for Big. This is where the potential of resetting that money for Godsent is kind of fallen by the wayside. They're going to have to switch their attention to now trying to chip away a couple of rounds in this T side, see how many they can sort of grind away, because economic reset is going to be quite difficult going forward here, especially if they're not able to get damage done with these pistols.
Which is, at the moment, not looking too likely. Remember how clean Big were on their last anti-eco. Xantares, though, down to 64 HP, might be a weakened target. A little bit of a creep here from Zen and Seiko towards the B-bomb side, and they're going to cop a grenade for their troubles. Crystal down to 1 HP. That grenade has done... Oh, that wasn't Crystal that took the grenade. It was Stiko that took the grenade. Oh, crazy. I thought the grenade did 99 damage. I was thinking, that's a good grenade.
It might have. That one may as well have. You're just seeing the layered utility in from Big time and time again, mitigating risk in combination with just how confident they're looking. Again, it's 5 alive for Big. Their economy is absolutely out of control at this point. Godsent, they're going to have to take a tactical timeout, at least convert, like, in contrast to the last gun round that they have a lot more utility to work with, so they can run a bit more of a normal game plan if they want to, try to contest that mid to late round with the utility rather than having a big utility disadvantage right from the get-go. But it feels like, especially the last couple of rounds, Godsent are really getting shut out of this half.
Now look, I want to have a quick chat about the occupational health and safety here. I feel like not everyone's taking the appropriate precautions. as you can see there on the T side. I don't know if they thought about what they're doing, but they're not wearing anything visible. They're just wearing normal business clothes. You know, they've got some sunnies on. Yeah, at least they've got a bit of eye protection. But look, those shoes, man, they are not steel cap toes.
Yeah, they're sometimes just the guys that come in and have to inspect the site.
They're terrorists.
Yeah, but they're just not following the precautions, man.
They're not reading the policies. They need to blow
Who
stuff
cares?
out.
I'm worried about their health and safety.
Okay. I don't think they are, so I don't know why you would be. Well, seems like Godsent once again contesting Staffold. Mr. Maiden here. Or Madden, I don't know how to say it actually. Did we come to a consensus on that?
We didn't come to a consensus.
I think it's Maiden. Anyway. He's time and time again just fearlessly pushing into, you know, why don't I ask chat? Surely someone in chat knows.
Probably.
He's time and time pushing into scaffold, contesting, creating space. See if he's able to punish a push here. Molotov does come in and flush him out and sends. Copped quite a bit of damage. You see Searson now going aggressive, finds that pick, and he's able to get away with it as well. So Godsent once again getting disrupted before they can perform this execute the way they want to.
Yeah, some solid timing on the aggression from Big again. Searson, timing not going to work out for him this time as Sticko gets control of short for now, but Xantara still here and waiting. Tabson fighting as well, finds himself the quick triple. And now it's looking a bit downhill from Godsent again from here. 4v1, Sticko, what have you got for us, son?
Yeah, I mean, this is really starting to fall back on its sort of default for this particular matchup where Big is supposed to be the favorite. Big's supposed to be maybe one of the best teams in the world in this sort of online era, and that is starting to creep into the gameplay. A lot of these rounds, the last 6 in fact, have gone the way of Big, and the majority of which have been very, very one-sided. It's not looking like Godsent is being able to contest at the moment in this series, despite their best efforts on the T side of Vertigo. So back down to a hero AK buy for Sticko. He has been the one shining light of success for Godsent so far, 10-6. Hopefully he can make something happen.
I think it's a little too far gone for Godsent at this point. Like, the money is just so good for Big, and it doesn't look like they're competitive in any of these rounds. Every time they try to run their game plan, whether it's a high utility or low utility sort of setup, they're getting disrupted, they're getting picked. Even in these ecos, you're seeing Big just with full confidence contesting angles and taking fights. Which is exactly what Sticko's going to do here, and he can't even get the job done on Keto on the trade there.
Yeah, it looks like it's going from bad to worse, but another solid anti-eco coming out from Big. As Godsent trying to get anything done at this point. Chris still just going to be tanking that Molotov, hoping to get more than a single body shot. But it's going to be body shots found by Big, and a 7th put on the board. This is some solid Vertigo gameplay.
Yeah, you blink and you miss it. This first half is disappearing really quickly for Godsent. Despite a good start, it's eventuated into not a whole lot.
I think contrary to what we actually saw in Cologne, Big very much not coming into this game a little bit sloppy. You know, all of the individuals looking sharp and on point. They're confidently taking tools and winning them with Godsent. Whereas Godsent, on the other side of the coin, it seems like Sticko's the only one who's 100% sharp, 100% switched on right now.
Ooh, and flashed off the line, but Godsent not going too aggressive early. Again, Maiden will be making his way straight up the scaffold, but not committing straight to the push just yet. Xantara's looking to double up now, but Util going to be thrown in this direction. Maiden goes forward and manages to find the entry. Zen with the double, and this is going to be the A site found. 3-man advantage now. How do Godsent convert from here?
That's just a lot of shots being hit on the entry from Godsent, which is what you wanted to see from them quite a while ago. We have quite a bit of firepower on this team, but when they're not converting those shots more consistently, you're seeing Big winning out more often than not. I'd like to see a couple more rounds like that from Godsent, for sure.
Looks like Keto and Tabson are pretty interested in sticking around here. They've got so much cash that they may as well try and do something to disrupt Godsent a little further, but the chances of that happening are fairly unlikely in a 5-on-2. Grenade to go through here. Shouldn't finish anyone off, and Crystal doesn't cop too much damage even from it. Let's see if Tabson can get rid of another 1 or 2 guns. There goes Madden, but Zico trades him out.
Maiden.
Maiden, yeah.
Maiden.
Maiden.
This ain't the NFL. Maiden.
John Maiden.
Is that chat confirmed, or?
Fortunately, there's not too many Americans in chat, so I don't think you made too many people angry with that comment.
No, they'd all be watching the A stream right now.
Mm-hmm.
Can't blame them. I think we, to be honest, got 2 pretty good games on the A stream and the B stream, running simultaneously. I'd have to
Sometimes it
go
works out
back
like
and watch
that.
the VODs, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, there it is. Just like that, Godsent with that T round might have gotten back into the half, although CSGO puts a stop to it early here.
Well, it's nice to see them chip away a round or two, Mac, but realistically, you're looking at how good the economy is here for Big. It's going to be quite hard, but Maiden finally finding a little bit more success towards Scaffold last round and this round as well, creating some openings, and it seems like Godsent aren't looking to slow down anytime soon.
I'm not sure that that's going to be the way that they really want to be going about this, because CSN and Xantares are still prepared for them. Counter utility being thrown in now for Big as well, and that enables the peak from Keto. It's just Fire League, and it went from an even situation to nearly an unwinnable situation in the space of 15 seconds. Not even that. Let's see what Fire League can do. 1 on 3, nothing. Keto is too sharp. And a great response from Big, just when you think, oh well, maybe Godsent can get back into this half. Big just shut that door in their face.
They do. Keen to see what Godsent's money is going to be looking like. They didn't secure themselves that bomb plant. Did slightly reduce their loss bonus, but nothing substantial. So maybe upgraded pistols into a buy next round. Well, they could get the buy across this round, but it's going to sort of break their bank account a little bit. And let's see if Godsent can try to make the best out of a bad situation. Pretty slow start to this game for them. If they can try to get themselves 1 or 2 more gun rounds, then try to recover in the next half. Who knows, you might be cooking with gas.
Maybe.
Big now going aggressive towards ramp this time around.
Taras will be able to get away just barely as Godsent continue up, but so close to spacing. It's good for the trade. CSGO manages to snag another in that situation. That's complete ridiculousness. And now Xantares trying to hold here with Tizian from short. They've already got the rotation coming in early from Tabson. And Godsent, again, just another one-dimensional approach, which is being read like a book by Big.
A little bit of smoke play from both of these teams, but Tizian comes up with the goods. Headshot, not that it was necessarily required. And Vertigo now, you know, this is a situation that he's been in way too many times on the T side, and that's a nice shot through the smoke to grab Tizian. Does bring it back to a 1 on 3, which is much more doable, but even still, that's kind of grasping at straws, and Tyrus, to be honest, is looking pretty clean on this CT side. Big are thirsty for that double-digit scoreline.
Yeah. And I have to agree with you somewhat, Mac. I really haven't seen Godsent pressure too much towards stairs outside of Sticko a couple of times earlier in the half. Haven't seen them use mid whatsoever. It very much just has been trying to contest ramp, trying to get those trades in towards Scaffold. And I have to say that when they're going for this pressure towards Scaffold and ramp time and time again, and Big is looking like the sharper team and the duels aren't going in their favor, it's just really not working for them. The run boost, I think, across there does catch Keto off guard, so that's a nice one-man advantage there for Godsent.
Nate comes through for a quick trade, though, and that's going to be some big damage. Tabson going to be stuck in the middle of nowhere at the moment, so might be able to fight his way out, and he almost does so. Zen going to be spotting him in, tagging away, just spamming down with the Tech 9 Searson already in here. Fastest rotation within the world from Big. And now, as this is happening, you see Crystal starting to make his way up A ramp. Looks like the rotation from Godsent is coming through here, and they're staying pretty silent with it too. So A site should be found for free.
Wow, this might be the round that Godsent has been looking for if they can somehow manage to find 6. That'll do them a world of good. Xantares is already on his way back over to A, but does he expect Crystal so close? Well, the util is thrown, and that gives away Crystal's position. Good trade, though, comes through from Stigo. And so Godsent into a 3-on-2. Tizian, bit of a danger man at the moment, though. So is CSGO, to be fair.
It's going to be difficult for Big to complete this retake. Only have the Molotov to be relying on, and Godsent setting themselves up in pretty good post plants with a man advantage. Counter flash ready from Sticko as soon as that bomb is tapped. There it goes.
Maiden false. 2-on-2 situation. Sticko very low. Searson, he's gone for the scope. It's the one-man swing. Sticko unable to go for the trade just yet. Cover is there. Tizian figures out the direction he needs to look and holds it down perfectly. That is amazing. An immaculate retake from a disadvantageous situation for Big.
Yeah, Flash definitely wasn't what they wanted there. I think they sort of misjudged the timing that Big was coming in on the retake with. Good run boost to start off the round. Catching Keto off guard in combination with the Flash. Good teamwork for Godsent. Just a nice little play between 2 to 3 players to try to take that ramp control, try to take that man advantage. Now, unfortunately, Godsent, that's one of the situations, the opportunities that's gone missing.
Oh, speaking of opportunities, look what Keto's got. He's gone full BM, Dax in play.
Yeah, just playing retake. In fact, this is probably one of the better positions in the game for it. Playing over towards those stairs, you can hop up on top of the crates and create some little off angles. Godsent again going back to this heavy ramp setup, trying to contest scaffold, trying to contest ramp. Big, again, it's the counter flashes, it's the timing pushes that have worked out. One-man advantage for them before Godsent can even really get into the positions they desire.
It's a nice spot for Tizian to play as well, but Fireleague is aware of it still. He'll have more to deal with, and CSN is apparently a little bit too much for Fireleague in this instance. Maiden and Zen, the remainders for Godsent, and it looks like we might actually be headed towards 11 now for Big. Auto Sniper even for Keto that is unfortunately not going to have a real impact on this round because everything's going on toward A. And just again, Maiden, a 1-on-4. How many times we've seen a 1-on-4 or a 1-on-3 for Godsent to try and negotiate in this half? I'd say at least 5 times now. And from that kind of a situation, it's unlikely you're going to find a round. He does get the better of Xantares, but it's at the cost of 54 of his HP. Luckily, at least the bomb's right here in front of him. So that is not necessarily a concern. And now it starts to look a bit more doable. CSN, having dropped on the bomb site, puts it into a 2-on-1. Keto with an auto sniper. Things are a bit interesting. Maybe Maiden can make this happen, but he's running out of time now and needs to get this next kill quickly. Can't quite secure it, and that's 11-4. Big secure. A very good half on Vertigo CT's side.
Every night I wonder, will it ever end? Sometimes I can barely breathe, dear. Sometimes I don't want to be here. It's a nosy. I pull up and shoot it to movie. I'm chasing the bag, not a coochie. Kataz with the fake, now it's Gucci. Word of my niggas from the 021. You count 6 shots and I count 2 guns. Some people still think I rap just for fun, but soon they look up to me just like the sun. Yeah, we can come over here. Swear it's like no career. Swear you got no idea. Soon you have no career. Take a good look in the mirror. They need to know that I'm here. Don't you act like it ain't clear. Yeah, push start, ayy. Ball so hard, ayy. Raise the bar, ayy. Turn into a star, ayy. Play my part, yeah. I ain't too far. I do it big. I keep it large, okay. Live it up. This is fake, better give it up. Young, but I feel like I've seen enough. Numbers going up, better keep it up. Ain't slowing down, better live it up. About too hard, ayy. What? About too hard, ayy. What? About too hard, ayy. About too hard.
11-4 is the scoreline, and Big are looking in fine form today up against Godsent. It was a map that Godsent chose, and they hoped to start well, but they weren't able to really get too much done, and now we're starting to think things might not look so easy for them today against Big.
Yeah, it's interesting. I thought that they might come into this game with a little bit more sort of fire, as it were, to sort of come out the gate swinging a little bit more, but unfortunately Godsent have been a little bit slow to start today, and Big have been very much on top of it, which kind of, I don't know, might have something to do with the fact that Big has a little bit more to play for in the context of this competition and this group. I mean, for Big, they're looking to secure playoffs, whereas Godsent, really they're only playing to try to play spoiler and just facilitate their own improvement. So now Big moving on to that T side. They were looking quite aggressive on the CT side, so I'm sure they're going to be assertive enough to be able to take these bomb sites and take these stalls every which way they want to.
Yep. See what Big is going to end up doing, but for now putting a bit of pressure toward the A bomb site with some of that util getting thrown in. Sandbags has now been cleared. Farley creeps up close next to the crane, and Tabson will have to be wary that he doesn't lose his head here. He's the player with a lot of the utility. Here we go! Oh. And, well, now he doesn't have a head anymore, nor does he have any utility.
That's full information, and you're seeing now Big just rerouting straight into this bomb site onto Zen.
Oh yeah, solid position though. Nice headshot found, but it's going to be traded through quickly. Man advantage still for Godsent on the way in, just trying to deny the cross now. Everybody facing as one. Couple of binks coming through. Tizian looking sharp, but unfortunately can't get more than the single. Sticko very sharp on the USP to find the double at the end, and that's going to be 5 on the board for Godsent. So it's not all over Red Rover yet.
Yeah, good flashes in there from Crystal. Just being able to create that easy duel for Farley here. The double swing on the CTs, just getting full information, and Zen holding on long enough for those rotations to come in off the back of that information being gathered. Gets Godsent off to a good start on this CT side. Big looking to contest though. It's the Scout as well as the 4 Deagles and armor.
Yeah, they don't necessarily have too much to worry about in terms of the rounds at the moment, so Big can kind of go for a buy like this without being too concerned about what would happen if they lost. CSN also quite infamous maybe for his scouting usage, so
oh yeah,
can't count Big out of a round like this just yet.
I'm surprised he hasn't become your favourite player, Jordan.
Well, we actually haven't been able to watch that much Big, to be honest. I think this is the second Big game that we've cast.
CSN is the leader of the awesome scout squad. I just want to point that out.
The leader? Well, that's up to Jordan. It's his team.
Yeah, it's my
He's
team.
bankrolling.
It's my team, man.
Oh.
How much are you paying them in salary, Jordan?
More than Cloud9.
Wow.
That's all I'm going to say.
It's quite a lot. It's quite
Alex,
good.
eat your heart out.
There you go. Maybe you should have been a scouter rather than in-game leader. Either way, Big, they're starting to contest this ramp. You see Maiden is in a pretty sneaky position. Spotting out this info. That's going to pull some rotations, probably. This isn't much of a reaction from Godsent, actually. You're seeing them still stay on B. Zen's only now just rotating back towards the A site. Now pulling things away. Maiden finds that pick from the sandbags onto Xantara's, trying to be flashed out by the utility,
nice.
but Searson plucks him straight out of the air, and now with 30 seconds, Big trying to walk into this A site.
Tabson's in a good spot to cause some problems. Sand doesn't know. So close. Tabson didn't spot him. Now we're back to the 3-on-4. Big are doing some okay damage for now, but they haven't got too many substantial kills. Searson on a good angle again. Now they've set themselves up, but Stiko's too good. Trades him down. It'll be 1-on-4 for Tizian, who just elects to charge forward and give up his life. That's fair enough.
This is the complete opposite of Godsent in the last half. A very convincing pistol win. They deal with that force buy with 4 players surviving, which builds up that CT economy. Now they get to go into an anti-eco. Not only are they closing that round gap, but they're keeping their economy nice and strong to make sure they can continue contesting this half.
Good attempt at using that triple boost as well.
We see so many 11-4 scorelines where the Ts just win like one pistol and then a gun round or something like that. Oh. And it's quite hard for the CTs to come back, but this is the dream scenario for the CTs.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I did. It's eco kills, man. They're running through smoke.
But it was sick.
Was it sick?
It was pretty sick. One clip of the MP9 still managed to get 4 kills that quickly. You're not going to get pumped about that?
I get pumped
He's
about...
He's padding his stats.
I thought I got pumped about the cool counter flashes and stuff back. I don't really get pumped about someone eco slowing.
Oh, well, there's your issue.
He's an IGL Mac, not a play-by-play caster.
Yeah, well, I think we don't have too many IGLs in chat. We just have avid fans that love the action. Firepower, blood, bullets, explosions.
Got a lot of 3-headers and not a lot of 5-headers.
Whoa.
Ooh.
You said it.
Ooh, are you really going to go that way?
Chat won't like you, big man.
Hey, you can't control the size of your forehead. Yeah, wasn't that sick? That was alright.
That was sick, bro.
That was sick.
Sick, bro.
What more do you want?
That was sick. Can't bully us for our accents, chat. Jesus. That's toxic.
It's a good thing we're not from New Zealand.
Oh, yeah.
Because that would be even worse. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm biased because I'm an Aussie and I hear the Aussie accent all the time, but it sounds okay to me.
It's just in. Jordan Mays hates all New Zealand casters.
I wouldn't say that.
Well, Avril was in chat before,
that's
so that's
basically
pretty
what you
toxic.
said. That is basically what you said, so...
I don't know that it is, but sure, we'll go with that.
Anyway, Godsent look to try to contest that ramp nice and early. You can still see they're playing some off angles here. Big very much just sort of ducking behind the crate, anticipating a bit of aggression. Now they've left Xantares there to try to keep tabs on things themselves while they reroute back towards the other side.
Farley, nice pick initially. Nade in the good position too. That's some free damage onto Tizian. Tabson unable to find the entry there. And so Godsent again have this man advantage to play around.
Well, not anymore.
Oh, okay.
Crystal's just keeping an eye on the A ramp for now to see whether or not anyone from Big is going to pick this up, but almost gets punished for it. In the meanwhile, Tizian has also found himself a frag and another one. Well, we're into the B bomb site here for Big.
Yeah, Tizian's done a fantastic job there. Creates a lot of openings, applies that utility pressure to pull the rotates, and in the meanwhile, Big's just picking up the pace over towards the... oh, I thought they were going to the other side of the map, but actually, Tizian's just called the rotation over.
Yeah, straight through that smoke, no problems at all. Tabson cops a lot of damage. He's the one with the bomb, needs to get that planted down, and will with the cover of Tizian. So just 10 left alive.
Yeah, it's kind of fallen apart, hasn't it? You know, Farlig found that first opener over towards the stairs side, and potentially they were trying to convert that round, but unfortunately from the 4-on-5, Big just start to find openers all over the place, and Godsent kind of crumble when they're in a strong position. Luckily, their economy is going to be good enough to sustain this loss, but they lose one more round following that. That could kind of crack their money, and then you're facing down the scoreline of being down like 13-7. You've got Big going into an anti-eco, threatening a very, very sort of one-sided scoreline, getting close to match point. That's not where you want to be for Godsent, so we're looking for their recovery in this next round.
Well, you're talking all this theory, but all I'm hearing is there's the action. Tizian shooting ducks, jumping at him. Looks like Farley hit the old scroll wheel there.
Well, he got a pick before doing that that jump up, but maybe not ideal without utility assistance to go for the exact same play again. I guess he was feeling confident that was going to work, but I mean, they had the man advantage, and unfortunately that's where they threw it away. Tizian had enough space to make everything happen over towards stairs there.
Solid crossfire at ramp, just waiting for anyone to overextend from Big. But for now, they're just going to wait out that smoke. Sticker, solid position there behind the girder as Crystal just plays from the sandbags. Able to peek on the contact and lock down this position, but Big, they're happy just to play this one slow. Yeah,
in direct contrast to what Godsent was doing. Godsent very much trying to play up-tempo, trying to contest scaffold and ramp time and time again. It seems like Big is a little bit more dynamic on this T side. They were a little bit slower, contesting stairs, contesting middle a little bit more. Unfortunately, that slower approach has lost Xantares' life nice and early here. And Godsent, let's see if they can convert this 5-on-4, because they really struggled to do it in the last round.
Still a fairly large utility advantage here for Big, and you're starting to see that come into effect with the Molotovs being thrown in. Keto peeks off the back of it and catches the head of Stiko, who also will see Maiden falling next to him. It's just Crystal left alive now toward the bomb site, but he hasn't been cleared out of sandbags, and Tabson in a world of hurt. It's a double kill for Crystal, And he hides back again behind the sandbags. It's just unfortunate for Big that they've not failed. They have failed to clear out the sandbags. Tizian will know where he is. And waits for the free kill, which he will get inevitably, but there is time a factor now for Big. 13 seconds to get in, plant that bomb. They're stacked up on the bomb site. Sen nearly gets a lucky frag, and he has another chance here. The molly might have actually been enough to kill Sen as he tried to run through it, but Keto ends the round with 4 kills.
Yeah, that was another 5-on-4 for Godsent. They found the opener there in both of these last 2 gun rounds, but couldn't convert that 5-on-4. Just the rifling core of Big a little bit too strong. I think between Tizian and Keto, the amount of work they've done in these last 2 gun rounds to turn around disadvantageous situations is absolutely insane. And now you're seeing Godsent actually going for the force buy here. High risk, high reward sort of a play. Well, high risk, medium reward really. Big has okay money. And they have that round scoreline lead. So if this doesn't work out for Godsent, they probably just lose the game. If it does work out for Godsent, Big is still well and truly ahead. So it's you're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't if you're Godsent here.
Rock in a hard place. Starting to run out of rounds. They need to get something on the board for Godsent. And it's not been without opportunities on this CT side, but Godsent have failed to grasp a hold of a lot of those.
This was the desperation buy, and it's already not going well for Godsent. They're going to try and contest ramp here.
Yeah, and trying to go straight through, but Big standing as a firing squad, just knocking Godsent down a notch again. And Maiden, he's going to be last alive. The wrap will come through in a moment. They know exactly where he is. But Big, the spacing's still good, and Maiden able to at least make his way across to Tetris. Finds an M4 in transition. It's just a matter of time now. Let's see how Big playing out the rest of the round. Almost the isolated fight there. Maiden just trying to find anything. Flash across, not going to hit the mark. And Maiden. Okay, a winnable situation now.
Yeah, particularly because he knows where Tizian is, such low HP. So Tizian really needs to just play this one quite safely. Can't afford to be giving up his life here because that really opens the door for Maiden in the one-on-one. Smoke down on the bomb. He's going to have to try and defuse. There's no other options. He's actually running out of time now as well. And Big, well, they'll be aware now that the round is probably won. There's a good shot through onto Keto, but it's too late to kill Tizian. And despite the fact that Maiden has done a lot of damage, he's not going to win the round. We'll at least get away with that AK, but 14-7 will be the scoreline, and Big is happy with that result regardless of the cost.
Oh, yeah, that's just a map-winning round, really.
You have to remember, too, this is Godsent's pick.
Yeah, and they had man advantages in both of those first 2 CT gun rounds. And they both fell apart thanks to Tizian and Keto, who, once again, were the last 2 alive at the end of that round to close it out. So really being the thorn in Godsent's side. Now another buy up for Godsent. They're really sort of just, I guess, how I would describe it is like rolling down a hill, and that just you start rolling down faster and faster and faster. They just continue to buy and continue to lose, and Big just gets further ahead.
Yeah.
Gravity, hey?
How about that gravity, huh?
Yeah. Crazy physics. I studied physics in high school, I'll have you know.
Did ya?
Wow.
Yep.
You definitely got that nerd look.
Yeah, you kind of remind me of a guy that would study physics, actually.
Thanks, man. I've been going for that physics aesthetic.
Is that why you lift so much stuff? 'Cause
Yeah.
you're trying to do physics?
Studying physics. Studying how hard it is to lift weights, you know? It's a great study. Anyway, Big certainly have been putting in the study as well, putting in the hard yards, hitting the books, and it has paid off. Godsent just unable to outstrat Big here on Vertigo so far, and it's not all over yet. Godsent still have some util to play with and some decent positions here. Early stack on the A site, and Big looking to send it in this direction.
Yeah, Mach 10 for Keto. That'll be the weapon that's sent first, I was going to say, but Xantara's actually with the AK decides to challenge initially. Still, that'll be picked up by Keto, so no harm, no foul. Crystal!
Oh, all right.
Drive by with the 5-7, and all of a sudden it starts to look a little bit weaker for Big. They've lost players all over the place. Couple up toward ramp. Bomb is now dropped on the A bomb site, and it's just Tizian left alive. And, well, he has been sharp here, but not sharp enough. 14-8, Godsent win a critical round.
Wow, Big's money is absolutely cooked, actually. all of these close rounds coming down to XVX situations means that you're looking at Big. A couple of their players are actually double eco. So keen to see if they're going to force up into this one. As for Godsent, they survived with 4 players alive. So, look, in theory, they're building up that money. They can potentially go into like an anti-force here, and if they close this one out, they can go into an anti-eco, and all of a sudden they're on double digits, which makes the game look a lot closer than it has been. But is that going to be good enough to allow Godsent to get across the line here? I'm not sure.
We'll find out in a moment. And Sticker, the aggression does not pay off. A 1-for-1 in this situation is not good enough.
Out on an island there with no utility support, no teammates, just kind of fighting into a bunch of pistols. Very, very strange. You can't blame the man. Like, he's looking sharp today. He's feeling confident, but unfortunately, he's kind of just got 1-for-1 conceded ramp control and given them an AK.
That can be quite dangerous. Giving an AK over to the T side, you know how much work you can get with a single weapon. Now they've got 2. They have to get a little there for Tizian. Timing is not good for him at all, and he's run over by Tizian. Keto also catches Maiden on his rotate into the bomb site, and it's just a couple of players left here for Godsent. Spam through the boxes. A couple of shots do connect with Tabson, but it's a wooden spoon prize at this point because I'm not sure that it will amount to a whole lot.
Oh.
1-on-4 here for Crystal. And he's going to pop a flash down for himself, but can't really get a whole lot done. And that is map point now achieved for Big.
Well, forget everything that I said. I think Big has well and truly just rubbed their last couple of dollars together and used them to chuck Godsent straight in the bin.
Look, I might not have been on the money with the map prediction today, but I'm feeling pretty good about my series prediction. Just putting that out there early.
Yeah. Kind of interesting to see the way this has gone. Really been rooting for some underdogs here in ESL Pro League, but I guess this might be a bit more of a return to normalcy.
Oh, yep. And Zen looks to try to put a stop to that. Nade around the corner, knowing Searson's here as well, but Tabson going to drop the full grunt of it and a headshot to boot. So that's going to be bomb on the ground now. Searson just wants to try to retrieve it, and he's not able to trade. So Zen, again, just dominating mid. And Godsent given a lifeline.
That's a very missed round. One guy just running into mid with a FAMAS and taking 3 kills. So not really something that should be happening.
So for the players at home, can you please define a misc round?
A missed round?
Yes.
It's where something random happens that isn't usually representative of something that should happen on a done round.
Ooh.
Such as someone buying a FAMAS and running into mid by himself and killing half the enemy team.
There you go.
That's a missed round.
Keto's got himself all the way through the B bomb site. Not sure how much damage he'll be able to do here. Oh, a couple of players, and if he throws that grenade, it could work out. Not quite, unfortunately, but a chance for another one there for Keto. Weird round for Big.
Yeah.
Okay, so 15 and 9.
Yep.
I need to ask you, Philly, how many rounds do Godsent need before you believe that the comeback will happen?
Are you gonna do a compilation of these in your video?
Okay.
Oh, you weren't supposed to tell them about the video?
Well, they don't know anything about the video.
Yeah, exactly.
No one's gonna remember this conversation.
Well, the answer to that was no, because I haven't been writing them down, and I don't want to sift through all of the box looking for it. But
Zen's doing his thing again. Anyway, go on.
I have another question for you, Mac.
Okay.
How many times are you going to make that question happen before it gets old?
It's already old. It was old.
What do you
the
mean?
second
Repetition is key to enforce the point.
I think
It's the only segment I have, all right?
Isn't it after 3? That's the max you need. Once
What?
something happens to you 3 times, that's when
No,
you start to
no,
remember
no,
it.
no, no.
That was more than 3.
You got a source for that, Jordan?
Yeah, my brain.
Okay, well,
Best
Farley,
source there is.
I thought Big might have actually caused a bit of an upset on the Deagles, but it looks like Godsent are right as rain for now. Big damage. Keto just looking to thread the needle if he can on a couple of the angles here, but unable to find that one on the Farley. And Godsent sent it back to 10.
Yeah, but for how long? You know? couple of Big's players actually still pretty cooked in terms of the money. Like Xantaras and Tabson don't really have enough to be able to buy. So maybe go for a half buy here if you're big. Pistol armor or something like that. Bit of an exy. Jordan loves a bit of an exy.
Eggsy!
Hey. So what do Big do with pistol armor? I always love their pistol armor utility rounds. You usually get quite a bit of value out of them, except when Farlig just runs in and kills you. That kind of sucks.
He's been doing that a little bit, hasn't he?
Yeah, same as Zen. Credit to Godsent. They are firing up. The problem is they are firing up when they're already about to lose, rather than when they got 11 forward in the first half.
I mean, 5 rounds in a row is doable based on what we've seen so far in this second half from Godsent. So let's not count our eggs before they hatch. Chickens, even. Because we can count the eggs. They'd still be eggs. Tabson not able to do a whole lot with the Deagle. 15 to 11, and it creeps one step closer for Godsent. So you got to give them credit, but Pilsky, I do wonder whether this is the position that they've been in time and time again in ESL Pro League. We talked about it on the desk. Close results, but losses. Is it a case where they almost look like they get blown out, then they claw a few back and make it look respectable?
Sometimes. Godsent's have had a lot of different kind of games, to be honest.
Well, this game, they have Crystal going 5 and 16, so that's not too great.
Yeah, well, I mean, that happens.
Yeah.
I don't know how many. I mean, you said you haven't watched many Godsent games, but that's not something that's not something that's I'm surprised to see. That's all I'll say about that.
It's not uncommon.
Not uncommon.
Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. All right, we got there. Round 27.
We're
On
struggling.
the way there, towards the end of regulation. And another gun round for Big. Let's see if they can close it out now or if Godsent can continue this comeback.
It's crazy how little utility they have on some of these rifling players when they just took like a triple eco. Like, that just blows my mind. They still haven't been able to save enough to be able to get full utility in this first gun round. Like, Big's money is still kind of cooked. Which, you know, Big is usually one of those teams that's a bit more responsible with their money, you know? Make sure they have full nades in the first gun round, not this time.
Perhaps they just want to get things over and done with. Xantaras has already gained a lot of control up towards this side, but his position was spotted by Crystal.
Nice.
Flashed then in by Stico. Just good teamwork for Godsent. Good information gathering.
I feel like they were very well aware that's what the play was going to be from Big. That looks like a pretty nice counter strat there, to be honest. Tabson chucks a smoke and bonks his head into the railing at the same time. Very cool.
Love a good head bonk.
Citizen gonna contest this site here with a bit of utility and try to draw the rotations across, which has only left Zen alone here on the site.
Yeah, that's done perfect work. Hito's actually going to be spotted, but Zen goes forward instead, just trying to stand in the smoke as cover, waiting for Big to wrap around, and now might be able to perfectly time this one. Only get a single, though, as Tizian comes in with the cover. But Godsent just rotating straight back as well. Solid positions on the site. Tizian trying to wrap this one open as, who's that maiden? Just going to be dancing around the smoke. It's a matter of timing, though. Gets back to default. He's going to be doing big work. Stico on the Eagle. Keeps this one alive for Godsent. One bullet on the Tizian is all that he needs to connect. But Tabson, unable to convert this time. Godsent with another. And they'll keep the game alive.
Too close for comfort, though.
Let's put Big on another save. Godsent really closing this round gap. But again, that's another round where Big, that's a very weird round. They've come up with something quite interesting there. Xantaras has just dry walked up through Secret side. They've thrown the wall of smokes onto the site and a couple of flashes to draw the rotations and then gone hard into that B site. And they didn't have full utility after a couple of saves. Now a half buy through from Big trying to contest this ramp control. Good crosshair placement from Farlig.
Well, very quick through that. Molly goes Big, so they're still trying to get something done over toward A right now, and they've progressed far into the site. Tizian goes through the smoke, and, well, doesn't go too much further past that because he's got a bullet in his head. Now Stico looks to deny the bomb plant, which he'll be able to do.
Okay.
Bit of damage being done here by Big, and this Tech 9 could go to work for Xantaras. He would have got himself another one.
Great catch.
That's a great catch.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's not what you want here in Counter-Strike Global Offensive, except that might be, although Xantares could have connected another onto Farley, who goes for the trade, and he's successful in doing so. We're going to be in a 15-13 scenario. Bomb plant not down, but even so, Big's economy looking good for round 29.
How's he caught that one with both hands on the Tech 9? That's talent. All right, man, this comeback's actually kind of coming together here. Godsent really getting quite close, very much within touching distance of that OT. But they got to get through another gun round, and if there's a bomb plant for Big in the next, probably a pretty decent gun round. Maybe they won't have the AWP, but probably AKs and light util as well in the next round. So let's see if Godsent can do it. Leave 2 on the trot. Sticko's actually on the double AWP this time around. They haven't given Farlig the AWP. It's just Zen and Sicko to contest middle as well as that ramp area. Big, very standoffish. Contrary to what we've seen from a lot of teams on Vertigo that just run straight up ramp and scaffolding and just go deep. But Big has very much just been quite chill.
By the way, Pills here, did we ever establish how many rounds?
I'm already kind of believing Jordan.
He's
There
believing.
you go. Well,
He's believing.
I would have liked that answer probably 5 minutes ago, but look, we'll deal with it now.
Mac, I don't talk to you, okay? I only talk to Jordan from now on. You've lost privilege.
He's not paid enough to talk to you, unfortunately, Max.
Look, I'm pretty valuable on the ears, you know?
Yeah. See if Sticko's pretty valuable on that AWP.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of Godsent players on this site, by the way.
And there's a lot of util as well from Godsent available. So counter utility is going to be a problem that Big have to deal with. They're throwing their own in now, but Sticko posted on the line. He'll actually fall to Tizzy, and that's a good start for Big as they work their way in. Xantares trades down. He's got a second onto Maiden. This might just be it unless Zen can stand up tall, and he does. Right above the smoke, catching the kill onto Keto. A 2-on-3, but Tabson and Xantares low on HP. Bomb plant will go down. It's at the cost of Tabson's life. And Zen is going insane at the moment. Xantares the last alive. Deagle in hand. And now it's Xantares into the one-on-one.
3 HP and a dream. Can he get it done?
He's sticking it!
Oh, it's been stuck completely, and Godsent send us all the way to the end of regulation after a stunning performance from Zen in round 29. They cannot get it over the line.
Oh, that was absolutely immaculate from Zen. You absolutely love to see it from the man. Just some crisp shooting on the AWP. You can see Big, they're a bit disappointed with that one. They're really struggling on this T side, man. Another tack timeout coming in. They just can't seem to tap it into the goal. The ball's right in front of the goal. All they need to do, just a little bit of a tap straight into the net, but they can't do it.
Maybe they got no feet.
Maybe Godsent's the ultimate goalie. I think it's a bit of both, to be honest.
Yeah, true. Just imagine this like massive like dude.
You guys talking about soccer players over there?
Huh?
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 I thought you said you couldn't talk to me.
He's not.
I'm just making noises at you.
You literally
We've
just
gotten to
spoke
that
him.
point. Look, we're all the way to 30 rounds in this game.
This is epic. Great comeback from Godsent. I'm not going to lie. After I saw that first half, I was like, Godsent's in the bin.
Yep.
I was expecting a good game, but they're delivering now, second half. Very last round of regulation. Big's final chance to get it done in 30.
But what if Godsent lost it here, you know? It should be another crushing blow.
Would be the classic.
16-14.
They've had a couple of 16-14s already.
And is it going to happen?
Now Maiden's on the AWP, actually. They're just chucking around to everyone. Who's your primary AWPer? Yes.
Well, men of many talents. Let's see if Sticko is going to be mollied out. He will. Smoke has to be invested now, and at least the cross will be here. Maiden needs to hold it, but he's actually going to leave Sticko for dead at the moment. Nade comes through. Keto disregards it completely. What's going on there? They've just
It's the one way.
thought it was dealt with already. Missed opportunities. Godsent now able to potentially fight for overtime. Goes through, gets another. That's nuts. Flashes for himself now, and he's literally playing for himself at this point. 5-on-3. Big. How do they deal with it?
They got to turn around. Another one of these disadvantageous situations, but they haven't been doing that since the start of the half. He's trying to go hero mode, Tizian, but now it's a 2-on-1 against Zen.
I mean, he has kind of cleared out the bomb side enough that Big can, if they get that kill onto Zen, start to walk their way in. Farlik does get across. And Xantara's in a 1-on-3. Surely not possible now. Godsent have done so much work to get it to the overtime, and they do secure it. 15-15 on the board.
Shots in the man with the plot and we only go bombs away. Ain't no one protecting my mind as a weapon, that's why I'm a dominate. Taking advantage of every second, now I ain't got time to waste. They all tryna sign my name, they want me to sign my name. Counting the blessing while I count that in my winnings. We take 50s and 100s and throw them up to the ceiling. Everything I envision, not everybody gon' witness. Only difference between us is I ain't stop till I finish, yeah. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world. For the last time, this ain't a song, it's a battle cry. No life, I see the clue between the strobe lights. I'm haunted, black face, hey, follow me around, okay, black face, hey, follow me around, okay, used to want it bad, used to want it bad, but I can't taste, I can't help you now, okay, follow me, okay, black face, hey, follow me around, okay, follow me around, okay, black face, hey, follow me around, okay, got too much up on my plate, now I can't think. I said woke up to get X and now I'm feeling this is it. Want the money, want the rest. I do purse, not no cess. They say done is why you sad. I said I just need the thing. Red tape, got too close, I hit the city. Black face, show you everything you need to your phone, get it back. Someone said it's sad. I used to want it bad. I know it's in my head, keep seeing you too many times, too many times. Yeah. I know it's in my head,
Into overtime, and how did we get here? Big had an 11-4 first half, and they really looked like they would close that series out. Pilsky, it was 15-10. And Godsent able to win 5 rounds in a row, bring it back. It was probably more than 5 rounds in a row now that I think about it to even get it to that 15-10. So, man, Godsent, what a formidable comeback. But now they have to ensure that it's not all for naught.
Yeah, a solid CT side. You know, a couple of rounds in there where I was like, this round's a bit weird. You know, someone's just going aggressive, finding some picks, creating some space. But after that, they did really sort of tighten up everything and then actually play a really solid CT side. Kind of crazy that Big weren't able to get that last T round across the line, though.
7 rounds in a row, by the way, it was for Godsent. So they would have been down 15-8 at one point. They come back from 15-8.
Yeah.
Don't see that all that often.
Well, they got 11 forward and on their T side, and then they did the same thing back to big.
Crazy, and that's how maths works. Look, I'm a man of physics, but look, you must be a mathematician yourself there, Pilski.
11 people who have known to be made money. Do you know, you mean in Montenegro, in that country, or just in general?
2 were on chess.com.
There are only 11 people who have made money as an esports player.
Oh, no.
No. We're in the wrong industry.
No, we're not. We're not players. It's fine.
There you go. Finally, that aggression into middle has been punished by Tabsent. Big starting to cotton on to a few of Godsent's tricks, so Godsent will have to find a way to win this round from a man disadvantage.
Well, the re-aggression over towards short now is looking like it could be the answer. Zen decides to play the off angle instead. Doesn't want to bite off more than he can chew. He's made him pre-scoped, gets on the line. Jump could be heard, and that's going to be a nice way to equalise Molly deep. Tizzy going to be forced off the line up on top of the bricks, though. Stico just lays in wait and just going to wait for his perfect moment to strike.
Tabsent should be a freebie on 12 HP. 10 actually does steal that kill away, but Maiden, look at this aggression, pushing up the scaffold. He's going to get behind them, but he's missed the shot. Oh, no. He's been punished for that. 2 on 3. Is it going to be a factor heading later into this round? Well, that's mostly up to Keto and Searson.
Well, we've seen them turn around so many 2-on-3s and 4-on-5s. Can't take it for granted, and Keto's doing it again, Mac.
Oh, and there's a chance here, but Searson goes for the pre-aim and doesn't actually spot Stico in the corner. So that's going to be another on the board for Godsent now, and if they take 2 more, then Big could really be in trouble here.
They're definitely in trouble. Obviously, they had plenty of chances to close this game. At what point does it start getting to Big a little bit that they have essentially failed to just win already?
Just win already. Like, come on, it's not that hard.
Just shoot him forehead.
Yeah.
Just play better.
Back toward the A-bomb side again for Big, the only exception being Tizian, who's sort of keeping an eye on mid. This time a faster play from Big, and that's not really something that we saw a whole lot of on the T side when during regulation.
Nades.
Talk about the nades, yes, they've been good, but Tizian has opened up mid.
Second round in a row. Fire League just trying to go for that same push once again. If it didn't work last time, it'll surely work this time. Maybe, maybe not. Okay. Godsent again in a 4-on-5. You can see they're posturing aggressively. They're going to go make that mid-round play and push toward ramp. Try to find some information or find a little bit of a pick.
The sandbags.
Ah, yes.
Big's mortal nemesis.
My ancient enemy, cement.
Just couldn't get past it before, and doesn't look like they're going to be able to get past there again. Stico stops the tires in his tracks. Searson uncharacteristically going to miss a very important one. Tizian, at least for the trade, as Maiden sends it back as well. So still a main advantage is going to be held by Godsent. Tabsent comes in. That's not communicated, but he misses the second man. Crystal going to be isolated here at the double stack. Tries to get up and wins that duel somehow on 12 HP.
Awkward. So awkward.
Oh.
You know what? You know what's crazy about that round? I think that was the first time in 32 rounds that we saw a mid to B.
Yeah.
It's just been stairs and ramp.
What do you mean? We saw attempts at it, but every time we saw an attempt, it got shut down.
Was that attempts at it? I think that was more of just like, oh, I think they might be pushing mid. Like, we saw fights in mid, but no one ever has done a mid to B until that point. And fortunately, it doesn't work out for Big, and now they're trailing 2. Godsent looking to make it 3 in a row, and if that is any indication, that should be a round for Godsent, because every time they've lost that first pick, they've ended up winning the round.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that might be
At
not
least
too
in
far
OT.
from the possibility, because Zen has actually traded it back down to 4-on-4.
Doing it again, Jordan. Seeing Tabsent, he might have found a great timing here. He's heard a couple footsteps off from there. He's just threaded the needle right through the defense, and he's going to creep up under the boost here. Crystal hasn't spotted him. Never mind. perfect timing, just pops his head up, deals with that. Now it's on to these other players from Big who are kind of in no man's land. Keto's still trying to misc it towards the stairs, trying to find that pick onto Zen, but he goes down as well.
It's a weird round, isn't it? Big have sort of just walked all over the place trying to take some aim jewels.
Yeah, this is really not very Big-esque, is how I would say it.
Well, you know what they say, you got to misc it to get the biscuit, and Searson straight up towards A on his own now, just trying to find the perfect timing, but Farley should just be able to spot him from Tetris. Rotations all the way coming through now. Molly off for Lobby, and Farley going to be isolated, but that smoke at least gives some space for Big to get the bomb plant down.
A 2-on-4 then to hold off this retake for Big, and they want to get themselves at least this round in the first half of overtime, because it has been without any gain for them so far. Not going to be fun going into the second half down 0-3. Zan coming from the back.
Yeah, a couple flashes on Searson to send Xantaras into the line.
And this should be a freebie. It's just a matter of when. Zen just taking his sweet time now. That's going to be the first strike. Xantaras needs to do it all himself. 1v4. And he almost gets it. Just couldn't get the last spray transfer. Maiden, great trade at least coming in to secure all three on the CT side for Godsent.
That's another 4-on-5. Jesus. Every round of OT, Big had the man advantage. Every single round, and they couldn't win any of them. And Big is like one of those teams where you go look at their 5-on-4 conversion, and you're like, wow, they are really good at, they're really solid when they find that advantage of just closing out those rounds. But today, it's not happening for them.
Well, CT side, it's going to happen for Big. They need 3 to secure OT2, otherwise the map's done.
Godsent going to be going straight through the ramp smoke initially, just no holds barred, and Big showing a whole lot of respect, just falling back to site straight away.
Godsent going back to more of the same. It's going to be the ramp contest into this execute.
Tizian actually gets the kill onto Crystal through the smoke, jumping up and down on the site. Big rotation coming in from Big at the moment. Godsent are committing to the A bomb site, so that's good news at least for the CT side. Xantaras. He's going to try and deal with more. He thought the body might have been a player, but in the end, he's okay. He still gets rid of Zan and now has to deal with Maiden, who rolls around the corner from scaffolding. Finds the trade at the very least, and through the smoke, Stiko catches tabs, and now a 3-on-3, and it's on the precipice for Big.
The flank in from Keto.
And that's some great cover as well, but Keto brings it to the 2-on-2. Let's see if Big can work their way back in. Tizian, they seem to be aware that he's in lobby. They're 100% on this, and Farley deals with it nicely. This could be the end, boys. Godsent, man advantage. Keto, what can you do to salvage this round?
He's going to have to do something special, isn't he? But time is really running out. Pop flash up in the air. See if you can catch anyone with that. Peeks into the site. Smoke down on the bomb. It's a Hail Mary here, but he can't make it happen. Maiden will finish it off for Godsent. And now